On this wreath that we colored green, we actually used a different technique involving one of our round sponges and an evergreen stamp pad. And you can tell that the green on this is quite light. You can be as light or as dark as you want with this technique. All we did was start with a round sponge. We cut it into sections, which are really handy because we're gonna have a little place to hold on to our sponge by doing this. By cutting them into wedges, we can hold on to that bottom part. And I'm going to bring in a wreath that is not colored yet and demonstrate that for you quickly. So we'll just open our evergreen pad and pounce our sponge on top of the green ink pad. You can see that it is filling my sponge, and it's actually a lot more ink than you think when you're filling your sponge, so keep that in mind. And we're gonna just pounce our sponge right here onto the wreath as we color it. And you can always go back and add more, or even lift your wreath if you want the edges a little darker, and add a little extra ink right around the edges. If you find you have a little part that you're not happy with, like right here, I'm not really loving those little lines I came up with, I can go back and pounce some more and cover those up. And then as it dries, it lightens just a little bit. So just keep that in mind as you're adding ink, that as it dries, it's going to lighten up just a little bit. And you can always go back and add more ink on top of what you've already done to be able to get a deeper, darker color. It's just hard to take ink away. So think about that as you're adding color with your sponge and stamp pad.